meals. This includes crispy chicken fingers for only $9.99, served with seasoned fries and coleslaw. Whiskey glazed chicken slammers, $10.99. Buffalo chicken slammers, $10.99. Grilled salmon for $15.99. And Friday's big ribs for $14.99, all served with a side and fountain drink. Don't miss out on their happy hour. Karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 50-cent wings on Monday. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
This is the play. Pitch Washington. The ball thrown. It's over the goal line.
Score. Arkansas 42, Texas 11. Looking for Birmingham, and he takes it. He will score. And the second longest NCAA home winning streak has been broken here in Austin this afternoon. Cobbs at the 20. Cobbs at the 10. Touchdown, Arkansas. Texas backed up inside its 5, and they fumble the ball on the goal line.
It does my heart good when Texas football, Texas basketball, and Texas baseball suck.
Hey, what was your favorite Texas win? You heard a lot of different ones there. You go to 81, where Gary Anderson ran roughshod over that Texas defense, number one team in the country. Blowout win for Arkansas. The closest one, which was 2021. I know that pictures, videos have been running rampant on social media this week. You can go to 2000, you beat them in the Cotton Bowl. 03, you beat them in Austin, Texas. Some of you are old enough to remember 1964. Ken Hatfield is going to join us tomorrow. Coach Ken Hatfield at 10:30 with Clay as well. Excited to catch up with him. But there are some memorable moments in this rivalry. What's your favorite one? We start there this morning here on a Too Stupid Thursday.
Hey, get by Sassy's Barbecue this weekend probably not before, but probably after the game on Saturday. The original Red House on College. They also have the location off Weddington where Coach Cal and his family was on Monday nights. You can stop in there. They got the Razor Packs that are perfect for tailgating for this weekend. It's all at Sassy's original Red House on College. Sassy's Barbecue and Grill just off the Weddington exit. My favorite Texas memory probably is the 2000 Cotton Bowl. Early morning, played at 10 a.m., and you just ran it down their throat, and they couldn't gain a yard. I think they had negative rushing yards.
I was going to say negative rushing yards.
Couldn't gain a yard in that game. Nutt led the band when it was over. After what had happened in 98, and yes, you won in that year and beat Tennessee, is a great topper to kind of a topsy-turvy 2-year period. So, and you kicked off the new millennium. I mean, it was great. I love being at that game.
So that was a Cedric Cobbs game, right? C4? Or am I thinking of him in Austin?
I think you're thinking of him in Austin.
In Austin.
Mine was the Texas Bowl in Houston.
The Texas Bowl in Houston?
Yeah, that was pure domination.
That was NRG Stadium.
And that probably fits the age group. Those weren't great teams playing each other.
Was that 99 Texas team any good? You're going to have to help me on that.
I just know we kicked their ass.
Houston Nutt got them ready for that game. Again, that was fun. A fun little 4-year stint. I know the 04 game in Fayetteville.
You can't be a bad team and get to the Cotton Bowl, I guess would be I don't remember their record, but, particularly back 25 years ago, you didn't get in the Cotton Bowl by being a bad team.
Nope. There's I know a lot. We've got a lot of age gap, a lot of differences. If you want to give us yours this morning, 877-377-6963. We will take those throughout the morning. Paul Biancardi is going to join us coming up to recap not just Arkansas basketball last night, but this week. Malik Thomas, Darius Acuff officially signed. So good news for Arkansas basketball as we get into our opening drive.
Who had to start making threes for us to make some threes? The 7'2" kid.
Extra pass to Big Z. Zavonimir knocks it down.
First of all, trying to get more rebounds because I had 2 rebounds, and I don't know how much I've taken. That's really bad. More offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, trying to help the team in that area.
From Harl's Dash, who wants to know, when we beat Texas, are you going to have a couple of good old cold beers?
I like an old batch of cold beer. I don't know. We beat Texas. I might go a little higher than just an old cold beer.
We try to get rid and expel this demonic force that comes in wearing burnt orange.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
He may need that cold beer just to keep that hip from hurting.
Yeah, might help
numb the pain.
Numb it a little bit. That was a great
Win
call
or lose.
from Keith, by the way. How about Zvonimir Ivisic?
Wow.
Big Z last night. 6 threes, career high 19 points, 5 blocks, couple steals and assists. Really all of it came in the second half.
Yeah. What a
16,
second half by the team.
Yeah, 16 points. Again, 5 of 6 from deep, and then 4 of those blocks also in the second half. I know Paul Biancardi's going to talk about him coming up in just a bit, but, man, that was quite a performance from Big Z.
And the team went in, down 1 at the half and then come out and just really turn up the defense. I mean, offensively, Big Z was the force behind all of that, but you look at the blocks he had, I think, 4 blocks, if I remember right, in the game? And then the threes get a lot of the focus. I don't imagine he had 5 blocks in the game.
4 in the second half.
4 in the second half. I don't imagine Chuck had a hard time picking the player of the game last night, or star of the game, or whatever they call it. It was pretty cut and dried last night.
Yep, and got a chance to listen to him after the game. You heard one of his own criticisms of himself there. It was pretty simple. When Cal left Lexington, he was following him.
Promise.
I saw he left. I already knew what the move.
Yep. So, again, he left. He decided, I'm going to follow him, and so far it's paid out. Now, just to put it in perspective, I think Z, they showed this on the game broadcast last night. I think he hit a grand total of 7 threes last year, and he hit 6 last night. It's kind of funny to hear Cal say that earlier this season he's not going to be shooting threes. I want to bang it on the glass, but last night you just kept feeding him the rock. And really, Tommy, I mean, they hit some threes last night, but Cal said it earlier this week. The best three-point shooter might be Big Z.
Yeah. The other thing that gets lost in this game was how many turnovers Arkansas forced. 24 turnovers in the ball game. That to me was the driving force there. Defensively, Arkansas only allowed 22 points in the second half. A lot of that was the turnovers they forced. And let's see, points off turnovers, 24 points for the Razorbacks last night.
Yeah, that was a lot, and you hope they continue on to do that. Again, defensively, they have locked some teams up this season. I think Baylor's the only team to score over 70, and I think they just got 71, 72. Arkansas is very similar right now to some Kentucky teams that Cal has had, where offensively they're nowhere near what they need to be in November, but as they progress on, they get better. Defensively, though, there's a lot of athleticism. There's a lot of pieces that you like. And that is your opening drive here this morning, brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage. Big thanks to Ethan Adamson, who helped me through the mortgage process. He, Emily, their entire team can help you with yours. 10 years Ethan has been with First Financial Mortgage. They've been doing it for 90 years. I had a great experience. If you go to First Financial Mortgage on their Google reviews, you'll see nearly 300 5-star reviews. That's incredible. So check it out if you need to take advantage of that. 479-782-9300 for Ethan, or go online to ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
I know some of you are going to be headed to the Deerwoods this weekend. Some of you will head to the water because, a lot of the local area reservoirs and lakes are wide open, with a lot of people that are into the outdoors that are in tree stands this weekend. Take along the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue. You can do that. That famous rolling action, and it's fished extremely slow or fast, works and suspends in the strike zone longer, helping you catch more fish. Find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores everywhere. It's the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
I can't think of a better segue to our conversation with Paul Biancardi than our conversation last time. What was it like recruiting, trying to go up against Cal?
2 Italians that almost got in a fight a few times, maybe. I don't know.
Paul, you know a little something about Paul as we bring you in this morning. We appreciate your time. And I wonder just what you've seen thus far from his basketball team. Couple exhibition games, couple regular season games. Your thoughts on this Hog basketball team thus far?
Oh, I love the effort, first of all. I mean, it's great effort, and that's the first thing I look for in any game, which team is playing with intensity and purpose. And sometimes the purpose doesn't show because the offensive side of the ball, it's so early in the season. Don't forget, this team is brand new. It's the first time they're all together, listening to the same language, playing with new teammates. So the offensive side usually takes some time, but the defensive side, I've been impressed with the defensive side, and also the rebounding has been very good.
Paul's the ESPN's national director of recruiting. He also covers the NBA and college basketball throughout the draft. Hoping that a couple guys that they just signed recently end up going to the NBA, Darius Acuff and also Malik Thomas. Malik committed earlier this past week. Paul, I want your thoughts on those two individuals starting out this class and maybe what else they could add in the class of 2025.
Yeah, that's a dynamic 1-2 punch in the backcourt. It really is. I had a long conversation with Malik Thomas the day that he committed, and he was just so impressed with John Calipari as a person, how he holds all the players accountable, how he holds himself accountable, and how he wants to be part of what's going on in Arkansas because he feels a lot of energy coming out of that program. And he built a relationship with Cal as a person, and I think that's so important first than trying to build a relationship as a recruit, as a basketball player. So there's a great connection between Cal and Malik Thomas, Cal and Darius Acuff. And you have to have that caring before you start coaching those guys. So that's in a good place. Talent-wise, these two kids really can score. And when I say that, meaning they can create their own shot, which is so important in games against great teams, shot clock situations, broken plays. And Malik is more of a two-guard who can play someone. He's 6'4". He's got great length. He shoots it well. He can pass it. He's actually a very good defender and likes to defend, which is nice. Well over 35% from three. And Darius Acuff, I mean, he likes the ball in his hands. Sometimes he can over-dribble. But I'll tell you what, I haven't seen a guy in a while make tough shots like Acuff can make. Like, he's one of those guys where you say, what kind of shot is that? Good shot, because it went in. I mean, he can get your hair to turn gray sometimes fast, and then sometimes with his performances, your hair can get dark again because he's so good.
Yeah. Paul, when Arkansas comes up in the conversations now on the kind of on the national basis, is Cal's program firmly there with the Dukes, and I guess you still throw Kentucky in there and the UConns? Is Arkansas now considered in your mind amongst the elites when it comes to the recruiting conversations?
It is. Wherever John Calipari goes, it becomes the best players in the country want to play for him. He's relatable. He has a track record of guys in the NBA. He has a great track record of winning. I know he talks about guys going to the NBA, but look at the winning at Kentucky. Phenomenal. Maybe not as good as he would like in the last 4 or 5 years, but their standard is just so high, just like Arkansas, and then at Memphis and at UMass. So every recruit that I speak with, the guys in the top 25, top 35 in the country, Arkansas is involved with. Now, they don't get involved with every great player because you can't, but they evaluate very well on who they feel can fit for them. You have to have thick skin to play for Cal. You have to be able to give great effort on the defensive end. And you have to have the talent to be able to win games in the SEC and hopefully in the NCAA tournament in time.
What's something Razorback fans, as we're still learning Cal, you've covered and followed his recruiting for a long time. What would be something that maybe our audience and our fan base may not know about his style or the way he goes about it, or maybe something, behind the scenes, behind the curtain when it comes to Cal and the way he goes about business?
He doesn't rush the recruiting. I mean, he and his staff do a phenomenal job of digging deep into the prospect. It's not just, oh, well, he's a 5-star, he's talented, let's recruit him. That's not the way Cal operates, and that's not the way his staff operates. They look into the traits, the character, the background of the player. Certainly, the talent has to be there. Talent to be an NBA prospect, talent to win games. Not all kids are going to be NBA prospects, but obviously you need some of those type of great talent to win the big games and to be very successful. But Cal sometimes and his staff will offer late because they want to be sure that player fits for them. They don't make many mistakes when it comes to recruiting. And you look at Cal's track record at Kentucky, they didn't make many mistakes at all. In fact, I mean, they hit way more home runs than they struck out. And all the kids that they've got, and you can look back at all his years at Kentucky, one thing you never questioned was the character of a person, because all the kids he got were kids that loved basketball and were willing to be coachable. And I think that, along with being super competitive, is what he looks for.
Paul Biancardi is our guest, ESPN's National Director of Recruiting, college basketball, NBA draft analyst as well. Paul, you mentioned Cal's style, and I know he's always recruited a certain way. Changed it up a little bit this past year, only getting about 9 guys. They've had injuries early, including one to Trevin Brazile last night. Will that catch up to this team in March?
You have 2 philosophies. You can play deep, 9-10 guys, and see if you can keep everybody happy. That's hard to do in today's day and age. And Bobby Crimmins was famous for getting 7 dudes, 7 really good players that could win it all, maybe. And you hope that you don't get injury. The problem here with Arkansas, because it's the first year, there's not a lot of chance to scrimmage when you don't have many guys, and none of these guys are returning per se.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have that continuity and consistency. Where when Bobby Crimmins did it, a lot of those guys returned year after year. They knew they were going to play major minutes. They were all highly talented, and they got better with age. That's not the case in today's day and age. But you can do it. You have to pull back on your practice. But unfortunately, we're in November, and there's 100 things that every coach wants to work on right now, and you can't. You can only work on 3 or 4 or 5 things to get good at. So you have to pull back when you have less guys, and especially with injury. But at the same time, you need more scrimmage time to figure things out with each group and lineups and what you're going to tinker with as time goes on. And then at the same time, guys, you got to prepare for your opponent as much as you're preparing to train yourself, to practice yourself to get better. November is about now, meaning November is about who you are right now. As you get down the line, scouting becomes more important. Scouting's important, don't get me wrong. But every coach in America right now is trying to figure out who they are, what their identity is, and how they can improve upon that.
Paul, it's a slugfest right now in the SEC and college football, but I know you've watched some SEC basketball too. I know Arkansas fans wondering about Kentucky, that game on February the 1st in Rupp Arena. Any idea, though, some of the premier teams you think that will end up being in the Southeastern Conference in basketball?
Guys, I love Alabama. I love their roster. I love the way NATO coaches. I think that they're going to be right there all season long. You don't want to play Tennessee. I mean, maybe the best defensive team in the country, maybe, or at least top 5. Those guys under Rick Barnes, you watch them early in the season, which I just did, and they just swallow you up defensively, and they make the game really hard. I think Georgia is much improved. We saw Kentucky beat Duke last night. Now, Kentucky's experience won that game. I think if those 2 teams play again, maybe 2 months from now, I don't want to play Duke in February and March. They have tremendous talent. They have great upper-class leadership from the transfers, and those guys can play as well. Duke's going to be a tough team down the road. But I like Kentucky. I love Alabama. I think Georgia's going to be much improved. You have to be careful with Chris Beard at Ole Miss. He's always going to have a team that's ready to beat you. And Bruce Pearl and Auburn, I'd be scared of those guys as well. So those, to me, are the teams, in the SEC right now that kind of get my attention. I did watch Texas A&M a couple of times. I think they'll get it together on the offensive end. They had huge scoring droughts this year in a couple of games. But I think when you look at Buzz's team, they have some really good pieces.
Paul, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Looking forward to a great college basketball season, not just in the SEC, but overall.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, that again is Paul Biancardi, ESPN's National Director of Recruiting. He covers college basketball, the NBA draft, knows Cal from his coaching days, and has covered him for a number of years. That was a good question about just kind of maybe something behind the scenes that Cal does and everything.
We're still learning about Cal and kind of how he goes about it. So I think when you talk to someone like Paul, who's covered him for years, is a chance to learn something. Paul and all of our guests joined us this morning. We're brought to you by the Hickey and Hull Law Partners. They're growing their firm by opening offices over the last couple of years in Mena and Little Rock, and also Fort Smith and Northwest Arkansas, where they've been for a long time. They've got over 7 decades of combined experience to put to work for you. So whether it's a family law matter, whether it's divorce, custody issue, or maybe you've got a criminal or civil matter, or you find yourself in a lawsuit, Kevin and Brad and their team can help you. 479-434-2414, 434-2414, or go to kevinhickeylaw.com.
We got a text in from Andy Mountain Home. He said he misses the good old days when you had the same players for 3 or 4 years, the good old 80s and 90s basketball. Well, Andy, I think that's long gone.
That ship has sailed.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. And I think if Arkansas can excel in this new time, and Cal does it this way where he incorporates one-and-dones like a Boogie Flan, a Carter Knox, and a Billy Richmond. Don't know if all three are there, and they're going to be one-and-done, so I don't know about Darius Acuff and also with Malik Thomas. But if you can win that way, I don't think a lot of you are going to be complaining. Now, if it doesn't go well, then that's different, but that's where I stand on that, Big C.
It's kind of exciting having like new players come in and they're very good players and you know they're going to give you a chance to win. I mean, it's nice to see players develop, but like you said, that's just not the way it is now.
Win and win now. I mean, there's no 3 years, 4 years to build your program, get your kid. Nah.
And who knows how long Cal is actually going to be in Fayetteville as the Arkansas head basketball coach. Speaking of Fayetteville, big game this weekend. Texas Longhorns in town. We'll get into some of what Sam Pittman had to say on Sam Pittman Live last night. Some more thoughts from the players like Fernando Carmona, what they have to go up against in this defensive line as well. Plus, we'll play the iconic prank call from back in the day. That is just one of the best prank calls from Craig O'Neal on THV 11.
I don't know about you, but I mean, I know it's just after 9, but I'm already thinking about lunch today. Art's Barbecue on Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Great stop for lunch today. Have you ever tried the club sandwich there? You ever had their club?
I haven't, no.
You need to get that next time you go in. They use their house-smoked turkey and house-smoked ham in their club, and it is a massive sandwich. I don't even think you could eat the entire club sandwich.
I don't know. That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah. So try their club, fresh vegetables, smoked turkey and ham on it, and the house-smoked bacon as well. Comes with a side of your choice. Pile it up high with their hand-cut fries. It's all at Art's Barbecue, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's. And don't forget that smoked queso. Brisket smoked queso for this weekend for the game as well at Art's Barbecue.
We got a lot of calls that we'll get to as well after our Hog update. Stay with us on a Thursday.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Hey, this is Montag Brown, the former Razorback, and you listen to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page friends.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
into the front court. Biro with a flush.
This is the Morning Rush.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Earlier this week, I got asked about, hey, have players been talking about Texas and this game and the importance of it? Here's what he said in regards to this week in SEC Media Days.
They haven't this week. They did in the summer when we took them down to the
SEC media and all that. Of course, it was in Dallas, but it's a big deal to, whether the university offers you or not a scholarship. I think that has something to do with it too. You're always trying to prove somebody wrong, if they didn't offer you a scholarship. But I think anytime you play some team from your state, it's a big deal. And obviously the kids know it's a huge rivalry.
I know it's a big deal to everyone listening right now. Again, 11 o'clock on ABC this weekend. Don't have basketball this weekend. They had a game last night, though. Arkansas did get a victory over Troy, 65-49. I know the big night was for Big Z.
In the corner. Three-pointer from Big Z, and he just got another one. The sixth three-pointer for Zvonimir Ivicic.
6 3-pointers, a career-high 19 points and 5 blocks for Zvonimir Ivicic as they get it done against Troy last night. Arkansas will play Pacific on Monday night. Don't know if there's going to be, I know we were asking Richard yesterday about football guys. Don't know if there's going to be any basketball guys this weekend or not. I know that Springdale's own Isaiah Seeley is going to make his college decision this weekend. Some Northwest Arkansas people, Springdale Bulldogs, and college basketball people paying attention to that. But college basketball, again, still taking the secondary seat because we're in the midst of college football right now.
Yeah, I'm just looking here at the Bet Saracen app at some of the the Arkansas bets and things you can place. You can get a bet for just over 20 points for the Razorbacks. Under 20 points. They got bets for just the first half as well. I was looking for some of the player prop bets as well that they're all here, and who scores touchdowns, number of interceptions, all there. But the line right now, 14 points. Started at 13.5, went to 16, 16.5, now back to 14. So been a lot of movement in the line on the Bet Saracen app.
Mm-hmm. Continuing on your Hog update, speaking of recruiting classes, we're talking about a couple of basketball players, Malik Thomas, Darius Acup, that signed this week. Softball got a top 5 class. Apparently gymnastics got a top 2 class as well. So a lot of good recruiting news on campus for Arkansas Athletics. Women's basketball in action tonight against UT Arlington. That game is at 6:30 on the SEC Network Plus. And they also had Larry Worth and Taylor Green along with Sam Pittman last night. Here's what these two individuals had to say about Horns Down.
Coach don't want no.
I think it's a penalty.
Is it still a penalty?
I think it's still a penalty.
Yeah, okay, so none of that. Maybe just after the game.
After the game.
Yeah, it's a penalty. What do we have the conversation with John McDade, the SEC coordinator of officials, Tommy? It's like as long as you don't do it against like the Texas coaches or fans or mocking of some sort, you can do it with your own team, but
just don't do it as a player.
No, that's here's my thing. You want to do it after the game. If you win, that's fine. Probably don't do it during the course of the game. Texas is more talented than you. They're probably going to win this game.
Yep.
It could come back to bite you in the butt. If you want to do it after the game, I'm all for it. Fans, all for it. Player, probably don't need to do it during the game. That's just my thought. All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
We got a full call sheet starting with Big Keith. Big Keith, you are on the morning rush, man.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going on?
So, yeah, hey, Tommy, you're right about that 2000 beatdown of Texas.
Loved it.
I still remember vaguely about the look on Max Brown's face because they couldn't do nothing. So, you go through life knowing and remembering the good times and the bad times. That's a fond memory of mine is that 2000. I know exactly where I was at when that happened.
I was there. That was rough. 10 a.m. start on January 1. That was 2000. That was a rough morning.
Were you a little
rough.
hungover?
Absolutely loved it. I hope we got to have a win because we can't listen to Brian's mouth from Ozark much more. I'd rather shoot myself in the foot and bleed to death than hear his trap. And if anybody wants to, I've got a set of 8-foot Longhorns hanging on my wall that I'd donate if they'd take them down there and just shove it right up his gluteus maximus. So.
All right, Keith, thanks for the call.
Let's go
to Brian in Ozark, who's next on the show. Brian, good
You
morning.
won't fight Big Keith, Brian.
That's funny, man. I love to hear the comments from, people that support a losing cause. Here's the deal. Have you looked at the injury list? I know you have. They got, 4 defensive backs that are out?
Yeah,
including one or two
Selman
there.
Bridges, Jalen Braxton. Who are the others? Anthony Switzer, which is not good.
Nope.
So I think it's 3.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the problem for Arkansas. They have no depth, and Quinn Ewers is going to have no problem. He's 100% healthy. Texas has nobody. Nobody that's going to play in that game anyways. That's on the injury list that would have played. Texas is 100% healthy. Arkansas will need those defensive backs because the ones that are on the field are not going to contend with Quinn Ewers. He's going to, he passes. It's like Florida. He had, 10 or 11 people that got passes. So if you try to key on one player, Arkansas is going to get beat bad.
So if they lose, can Big Key shove those steer up your ass? Is that okay?
He'll bring it, but tell you what.
Okay, I just want to hold on. Is that a binding agreement? He can shove it up your ass if
No
they.
problem.
Okay,
But, it's the same thing.
it's a binding agreement. You heard it here first. If Arkansas wins this game, Big Keith can drive to Ozark, Arkansas, and shove those horns up Brian's ass right then and there. That's the best call we've gotten all morning, Big Keith. Thank you very much. All right, coming up here on the Morning Rush, we've got our Morning Rush daily question to get to as well. Your calls and texts. We'll see if we can make that happen. Man, it would be great if Arkansas won on Saturday.
What's up, everybody? It's Peter Burns for the SEC Network. You're listening to The Morning Rush. Yes, sir.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're at the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Looking for a healthcare provider that truly listens to you? At Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, their team of nurse practitioners offer personalized healthcare with their in-house labs. Get fast results. Elite Wellness goes beyond just treating symptoms. Their holistic approach addresses the root causes of your well-being. Whether it's preventative care, illness, or exploring natural treatments, your health journey begins with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. Call 479-242-9355 for your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3001 0 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Do you want to do something unconventional this holiday season? Hey, Ty Richardson for New Myers Rib Room and Beer Garden, where they are catering anything that they have on their menu at the Rib Room. Take advantage of incredible ribs, smoked wings, tamales, barbecue, and more. Call them at 479-494-7427. Stop in and see Joe, Linda, and their entire team at 424 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. The New Myers wish you a very happy Thanksgiving.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
Looking at the Bet Saracen app here, just looking at some of the other bets for the game. Guys, this is interesting. You can bet just on one team over under the points they score for each and every game, but for this game too. They've got Arkansas on the over. You can bet over 20, over 20.5, or over 21. Will Arkansas get there? Now, you can bet the under of those two, obviously. But 20, 20.5, 21, does that sound? Well, will Arkansas be over or under? Let's just call it 21 points.
Hold on. What's the difference between 20 and 20.5?
Well, I mean, if it's
21 both ways, right?
Well, I'm just telling you what's on here. But well, I can tell you what the difference is.
Okay.
Is
it the money? Okay,
it's the money.
Okay.
It's minus 135, minus 120, and minus 110. So it's some of it's the odds of getting a little better deal by taking the risk of the half point.
Okay, I get it. All right. So you're asking, do you think they scored 21 or more points?
That's what I'm asking. And then I'll ask you. We'll go through Texas and see what you think they're going to do. Will Arkansas get more than 21?
They scored 10 against LSU, 19 against Tennessee, and
31
against Ole Miss. But that's because Ole Miss was scoring every possession, and they just got the
more possessions.
Yeah,
Arkansas got
more possessions.
Man, I could see that number being pretty close.
Can't. Yeah, it's right there. I'm gonna say no.
You could take a under 20 at plus.
I've been such a
they're gonna have
stick in the mud, wet blanket, frowny face all week, but I just don't. I gotta say no.
All right,
what say you?
I say no as well.
Okay.
So they got Texas starting at 35, over under 35, 35 and a half, and 36 points. So that gives you an idea. Now, obviously, that matches up somewhat with what the spread was earlier this weekend, pretty close to where
That's
it's
gonna
at
be
now.
awful if we don't.
So Texas, do they go over 35, Big C, or are they under 35? Can this defense, with those injuries in that secondary and the players that apparently are not going to play, hold the Longhorns down to less than 5 touchdowns?
You want me to go, Big C, or you? I'm going to say no.
I think he's pondering over there.
They're going to get.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking of a path to win, and
I'm thinking
have to.
I'm thinking it's like 35-17 or 35-20. It's not egregious.
That's
but
exactly what the line says.
Yeah,
35-20.
But that's kind of where I'm at, how this football game goes. By tomorrow, I'll probably think that Arkansas is going to win the game, but that's about a touchdown, or 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns in a field goal game. So I'm going to say Texas, and again, you said the line was at 35 for them to score more.
Yeah, 35 or 35 and a half or 36. Same thing.
Okay, 38-17.
So
38
over for Texas,
under for
Arkansas.
35-28.
You hear that, guys? The Morning Rush doesn't believe in you. That's just more fuel to the fire to prove us and everyone else wrong that's talking about this football game on Saturday. Just toss the log on the fire, fellas. Play this in the locker room before the game. The premier sports talk radio show in Arkansas, thanks to Tommy Kraft, is saying that you're not going to score 3+ touchdowns and you're not going to be able to stop Texas. Just throw the log on the fire.
Is that what Ruskin said?
They're going to score 28 points.
Is that what Ruskin said?
Trying to help yourself. No, don't add to there you go. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. We appreciate everything that Nate and Christian do for Northwest Arkansas when it comes to golf. Right now, they've got a 2-man league starting the first week of December, and they've got a membership deal going on at Cart Pass Social, the #1 indoor golf destination in all of Arkansas, where if you sign up for a membership before the end of the month, you get 2 months for $99 a month. That's it. $99 a month. That gives you half off all golf. So in just a couple of times, the month pays for itself at Cart Pass Social, 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Check them out at cartpasssocial.com. Brinson Searcy, he's been waiting for about 40 minutes. Brent, appreciate you being patient with us. What's on your mind this morning?
Oh, well, I got to say something first that I'll set it up with you, Ty. You and I will take Tommy Kraft's challenge on the club sandwich at Arts.
Deal.
It may take both of you to do it. So
I got confidence in Ty and myself. We will get it done.
All right.
Child's play, Brent. We got
challenge accepted.
My favorite Razorback memory, because it was the first Arkansas-Texas game I went to live, was 1979 at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, where the Razorbacks beat Texas for the first time, and I can't remember how many years. That was my first memory of being there live, and I must say the Cotton Bowl against Texas was really good, but I was one hurting rascal trying to watch it that day.
Yeah. No game should start at 10
and that's
a.m.
let me ask you this. You're 47 now, 24 years ago, so you're what, 23 years old then?
No,
is that right?
Something like that.
No, I'm talking.
I just turned 24.
Okay.
Hang on, let me do the math in my head.
So you were a knucklehead the night before.
25, I guess, at that point. Yeah.
Okay.
I just turned, because my birthday's New Year's Eve.
And Brent, you were about to be 30, it sounds like, based on that math.
Was that 90? Was that 98? The Cotton Bowl of 98? Yeah, I was about to be 30. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In December. Hey, Tommy, I got to give you props. Yesterday, you were right. There is an SEC official in the state of Arkansas, in Forest City, Arkansas, Gary Giroux.
Yeah, him.
Linesman.
And it's. I think he's still working some. He's had a Hall of Fame career, to say the least, and then Dax Hill in Conway. So there's 2.
Gary Giroux, his family were family friends of ours when we lived in Forest City. We went to church together.
They have
Great
worked
guy.
a bunch. He has worked a bunch of big games.
A bunch.
So
a bunch. Well, and I think that the point totals are about right. I would take Arkansas probably under I'd take the 21, but I would say Texas would be at least 42.
All right.
There you go. Brent, appreciate you calling in this morning. Got a text from 360, Texas 41, Arkansas 10. He wonders which Arkansas team is going to show up, the one that's still on the bye week or the one that knows how to block, tackle, and blitz. This may be the best offense you played. You have to balance Texas's stats and wins versus who they've actually played. The one game, now Arkansas does not have a Georgia defense. We know that. But the one time they went up against a gargantuan of opponent this year in their home stadium, they looked awful. I have no, again, this is a really good football team. I'm not discounting what Texas is as a roster, but I just wonder if they face any type of pressure, any type of backs against the wall, kind of like Tennessee. What do we say about Tennessee? Never trailed the entire season. Put Nico in a bad spot, all of a sudden he looks like a freshman quarterback. You got a veteran quarterback you're facing, a little different. But if you put Texas in an interesting spot, how does this football team respond in basically since they haven't been in many of those this season?
Well, Texas knows what's on the line. This is no time to slip on the banana peel. Can they handle the pressure of the moment? We're going to find out.
For the last 15 years.
The Vandy game gives me hope because they did not look great.
And that's a great point,
Who's
Christian.
better, Vandy or Arkansas?
I'm not.
Vanderbilt. If Vanderbilt and Arkansas played on a neutral field, I would take Vanderbilt in that game.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They're not that much.
Fayetteville.
Yeah, or Vanderbilt in Fayetteville. Yeah, you take them in Fayetteville. Who knows in Nashville? Neutral side or Fayetteville, you give the edge to Vandy.
No, I might give Vandy the edge in Fayetteville.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You take them in Fayetteville and on the neutral side.
You're giving them the edge.
Well, no, I might not have given them the edge on the road. This team plays better on the road. That's what I'm saying.
Valid point.
Patrick in Hot Springs, we read off the SEC injury report earlier. He wonders about Jalen Braxton, who is listed as out for this game, along with Selman Bridges, a young freshman quarterback, Anton Junkaj, who has started a defensive lineman, and then Anthony Switzer, who's played a good chunk this season. Braylon Russell is listed as questionable. Taylon Green is probable. JaQuinton's probable. Both those guys will play. Don't know about Russell. Again, two Texas kids. Starting running back, starting quarterback. I wonder how it seems like based on their conversation, this game means a lot to them. Wonder if they can play their best game of the season come Saturday.
Even though the weather cools off, you still crave something sweet. You want to satisfy that sweet tooth and it be delicious as well. Andy's Frozen Custards. They're in Fort Smith. They're in Conway. They're in North Little Rock. Can get you fixed up. Even on game day, don't leave empty-handed. Take the Pick 6 home. Mix and match your 6 favorite flavors for the perfect game time treat. So swing by Andy's Frozen Custards, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. They're in Conway with 2 locations, one on Dave Ward Drive, one on Oak, and they're just off JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. Andy's Frozen Custards, walk up or drive through. They're ready to serve for you. Have a little victory frozen custard on Saturday afternoon.
Nothing wrong with that. Back to the phones where another Brent is in Fayetteville. Brent, you're on the Morning Rush.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking that the previous caller had the same game. I remember the one that just always comes back to my mind when I'm thinking about Texas, Arkansas was the 79 game. I was probably, maybe 12 or 13. And I remember my entire family got to go and we ended up, they came in. I remember watching them come in and they just looked bigger than anybody I'd ever seen. Texas did. And they were number 1 in the country and we ended up beating them. They missed a field goal at the end of the game. Something like Goodson, I can't remember the guy's name, missed the field goal. And the thing that stuck out with me is nobody left the stadium for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. They just stayed there. And that one sticks out more than any other.
Yeah, that I remember. I think it was wide left. I remember the call. Brent, you obviously could tell me more about the players that were on that 79 team. You mentioned the venue in War Memorial Stadium, but the setup for any time Arkansas gets a chance to play Texas and they win that game, it's memorable. Like you mentioned staying there 20, 30 minutes. Think back to 2021. Did anyone leave the stadium outside of Arkansas fans? Yeah, they just went directly to the field. I don't think anyone tried to beat it. Traffic, anyone tried to, I'm just going to get on home. Like, you want to experience that, even if it's at night. Some people had 3, 4, 5 hours drive that they weren't staying in Fayetteville that night, and they still wanted to take in what was Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium that night.
All right, if you're looking for a place to watch the game, Joe's Grill and Cantina on South 74th Street in Fort Smith. They'll be open and ready for you to watch that game at 11 o'clock, half-price apps and taps during the game. So don't miss that. That's Saturday at Joe's Grill and Cantina, half-price apps and taps. Every Hog game, basketball and football, at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Tomorrow morning, about 9:10, we'll do our Fence Man Friday pick with Sean. So we'll get ready for
We got
a
to
big
bounce
weekend.
back. We got to bounce
Yeah,
back.
it was not a good week last week. Georgia really let us down. LSU let us down as well. The Fence Man will never let you down. Anything involving fencing, gates, or anything involving the perimeter of your home, the Fence Man can do for you. 479-782-3936. 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Tom Murphy coming up next.
Hey, Arkansas. Are you feeling lucky? Because the Lotto jackpot is seriously over $4 million right now. A jackpot this high won't last long. And this one is only one in Arkansas. Some lucky player could be buying the winning ticket right now. Play twice a week for your chance at a life-changing jackpot. Tickets start at only $2. Don't miss Lotto. Only in Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Get the best deals of the year on select New Holland tractors and hay equipment right now at WT Equipment during New Holland's year-end value bonanza. Get the biggest savings with cash back plus 0% interest, $0 down, and zero due until 2025. Don't miss your chance to harvest our best deals on New Holland's best equipment during value bonanza now at WT Equipment. Offer ends December 31st or while supplies last. For commercial use only. Subject to credit approval and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Like me.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Jaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Our brand new Barling location is now open at 942 4th Street. Get these red hot buys at all 5 locations. A 230-piece Craftsman Versa Stack Mechanics tool set, only $99. Milwaukee Select M12 and M18 tools and batteries, also $99. And Ace Reward members get super instant savings on select DeWalt and Craftsman tools and accessories. Find more everyday low prices online at JaegersHardware.com.
Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. Lindsay, what's going on this month?
We have the new Kawasaki.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot.
It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill.
So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas.
Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash.
Matt Fayville texting in earlier in the show. Big Z created energy, and the Razorbacks fed off that. The Gentle Giant had himself a career night, and Arkansas was the beneficiary in a 65-49 win over Troy. We're going to chat with Tom Murphy coming up in just a bit as we get going here in hour number 2. Your calls and texts also welcome, 877-377-6963. Favorite Texas win? Got a couple of those so far this morning. We talked about 1981. Chris in Fayetteville says 2021 was the most memorable for him. When you beat Texas in Austin with Matt Jones back in 2003. Tony talks about earlier in the program the 2000 Cotton Bowl. Ronnie says that was a great hangover cure after that rowdy night that he apparently spent.
Again, no game should start at 10 a.m.
Yeah,
local time,
brutal
Central
on
time.
New Year's Day.
Not just any New Year's Day, Ty. January 1, 2000.
Oh, yeah.
So that was, we didn't know the world would exist then.
Y2K?
Yeah, exactly. Y2K.
Start of the 21st century. I didn't think about that.
Hey, maybe not too early to be thinking about ringing in New Year's plans with Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. I'm thinking about my weekend plans this weekend. They've got some live music coming up this Friday, tomorrow night. Also next week, Highway 124 is going to be with you on the 15th. Tomorrow, and then November 22nd, Scott Bartholomew with some live music. There's all sorts of great stuff that they've added to the menu. You want to check it out. They've got Chef Jazz has come up with a creative twist on gumbo herself. Love the menu that they've got there. And then really, you go to socialize with friends and to gather together with loved ones. And they've got a great selection of not just great wines that are unique and hard to find. They got the Endomatic machines where you can get the card and go try different wines by the ounce. So that way you kind of get a flavor and a taste for things that maybe, hey, I can't get that bottle, but I could get maybe a part of a glass and then try one of this and just, really have some fun with it. Great selection of bourbons as well. And the staff is even better than the selection of the food. The service there is incredible. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Go to uncorkthefort.com for reservations. That's uncorkthefort.com. And go by and see my friends at Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's in Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by Mach 1 Financial. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, visit mach-1financial.com/disclosures.
Patrick Hot Springs want to know if you have any Texas tickets.
Gave them away earlier this morning in the 8 a.m. hour before we went on the air.
Sorry, Patrick.
I think there's going to be plenty of tickets available for this.
Yeah.
It's kind of been a week where Monday or Tuesday, I'm not sure if I want to go. Everybody kind of mealy-mouthing around. And now, I think I want to go to the game. That's the tide's turned a little bit.
Are you preparing for another Texas fan to poke your son?
Yeah, I'm going to take my brass knuckles to the game.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Hey, our friend Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports.
Top knot on his head.
Arkansas Democrat Gazette might have to. Tom, do you have tickets for our listeners?
Yeah.
Do you have
Everybody thinks if you're in the media, they just give us free tickets.
Morning, Tom.
Good morning, guys. No, I haven't tried to get a ticket since, oh my gosh, I think it was an LSU game about 10 years ago. That's just not my scene, man, trying to get a bunch of tickets because I just don't like to do that.
I hear you, man. I hear you. All right, so let's talk about the injury report heading into this game. You got a couple defensive backs out. Jalen Braxton, who's been out for a while. Anthony Switzer recently listed on the report. Selman Bridges, a young freshman we hadn't really seen this year. But the good news is Jaquindon Jackson, Taylon Green listed as probable. Tom, what did you take away from Arkansas's injury report heading into this game on Saturday?
Well, there was a couple of items that we were pretty well aware of that went right, like Sam Pittman had talked about, Taylon Green and Jaquindon Jackson. Okay, that's cool. And then he did mention, I think it was on radio he mentioned on his SEC teleconference appearance that Jalen Braxton was still out. So if he's going to get in the four before, to maintain redshirt status, he would have to be Louisiana Tech, and then Missouri. But there were some surprises. I mean, the freshman DB Selman Bridges, who looked fine to me. I remember seeing him on the sideline late in the Ole Miss game, maybe, or at least midway through. He's out. So there's some things that happened in practice. Anton Junkaj, I think was listed as out or doubtful, and then Anthony Switzer. I mean, these are all that either happened like late or at some point in the Ole Miss game or during the practices. So there was a few that and Sam Pittman had kind of briefly mentioned Junkaj is beat up, but I mean, I think he was listed as out. So there was a few that were a little surprising, actually.
When you look at what Arkansas has offensively, if they get Jaquindon Jackson back, and you look at who Texas has maybe played this year, Tom, how do you think Arkansas's offense can have success against one of the better defenses in football?
Well, that's a great question, and I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, Texas hasn't played anybody." I mean, the Vanderbilt game on the road to me is they've been a tough out for people this year, and the 27-24. I mean, I think Vanderbilt scored kind of late, but anyway, to me, that's a little bit of an indicator. And Mississippi State moved the ball on them a little bit in Austin too, so it's not going to be impossible for Arkansas to move the ball and get points. And honestly, I wrote a story for today about their offensive numbers. They've actually, I mean, they're top 10 in total offense. They pass the ball pretty well, and their the rushing numbers have been okay. I mean, they're just below 300 yards passing and just below 200 yards rushing, which is a fine season. If they could cut down on their turnovers, they would be like a really top tier offense. So, having said that, Texas has some great personnel on defense. They're really big. They're powerful. Not a lot of stunting and all that. They just come at you on defense. And in their secondary, they got 14 interceptions. So they're going to try to pressure Taylor Green, get him moving around, test his knee, and then see if they can get him to throw into some dangerous situations. And that's their formula. Arkansas has got to stay on schedule, with the chains. They've got to make Texas kind of respond to what they're doing. And I don't doubt that with 2 weeks that Bobby Petrino is going to have a good game plan that's going to give Texas some pause and is going to make them have to adapt to what they're doing. And if they can do that and not turn the ball over, then you start looking at the keys to pulling off an upset here.
How do you play better at home, Tom? That's one question, and I don't know that it gets answered this week. But one of the concerns is you played better on the road than you have in your own stadium. You got to win one of these last two. You would think to get bowl eligible. Going to Missouri, counting on a win there with your back to the wall is not ideal. So you got La Tech.
Right.
How do you start playing better at home this week against Texas?
That's a great question. It's just kind of like an esoteric idea that okay. Hey, Auburn.
It's a given you should play well at home, but this team hasn't.
Exactly, and it dates back to even 22 losing to Liberty and stuff. So I don't know other than try to recreate the feeling that you have. I mean, you think about Auburn. They got on top of Auburn pretty good and created all those turnovers. Mississippi State, they got the opening kick, I believe, and just went right down and scored and just stayed on top of them. The LSU game, I think Arkansas won the toss. No, I think LSU won the toss and took the ball. And I was thinking, if I'm Sam Pittman, I take the ball here and see if I can't score and get ahead. Or maybe that's what they did, but they didn't move it. Anyway, I liked it that they jumped out on Mississippi State on the road and just kind of put them on the bad foot. And I just think getting a little bit of a lead, getting the fans involved, all of that plays into it. So even in the Tennessee game, they won the game, but they didn't push through some of the drives and get 7 instead of 3 and stuff like that. So tackling the ball in space is going to be really, really big. Maintaining or winning in special teams also big, and then just the turnovers. Steve Sarkisian said it this week. Turnover margin is the biggest indicator in whether you win or lose a game, and it is played like the gold standard for Arkansas this year.
Yeah.
Tom, stepping outside of what's happening in Fayetteville, it doesn't sound like Nico Iamaleava, or however you say his name, is going to play against the Bulldogs in Athens. Who do you like in that game, Georgia and Tennessee?
Well, the way Ole Miss played Arkansas, I thought, man, them going home against Georgia, I really favored Ole Miss to win the game. Maybe not as dominantly as they did, but I think Georgia's offense is just kind of off. Just not its normal self this year. Their defense is okay, but it's just weird to see in recent years how much Georgia has dominated, and then this year they seem to have some flaws. But I think with Nico out, that it favors Georgia. They're at home. They want to respond. They want to get back into the playoff picture because they're the first team out right now. And so I would think Georgia would have a better chance at winning.
How many SEC teams do you think, as we sit here on November the 14th, get in the college football playoff?
Well, I think 4 probably is like – I think that's maybe like the minimum. So right now Georgia being one team out would be the 5th. But if Georgia beats Tennessee, I don't think that knocks Tennessee out necessarily, depending on like the margin. Like how badly Georgia got beat last week took them from 2 to 12, So I don't know depending on the margin of Tennessee. But who does that put on the edges? Ole Miss obviously cannot afford another loss. And if you're Alabama, you don't want to lose again either. So there's a chance they get 5, but I think it's more likely to end up being 4. And then I'll tell you what, y'all, if I can go on a small spiel here, doing my AP ballot this week was so strange because you're comparing a lot of 2-loss SEC teams with 1-loss Big Ten teams and other type teams. And so that's why, I just think the depth of the strength of the depth of the SEC is better. And that's why Indiana has gotten to this point. And as much as I love their success story, they're 10-0, but look at look at who they played. You know, Michigan's down and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I just feel like the SEC not only deserves to get 4, but I mean they really should get 4 and maybe even 5.
Yeah, and you know, how do you equate the fact that Georgia beats Texas, but Texas is 9 spots ahead according to the committee? It looks to me like the committee is taking a lot of cues, not in every case, but in some cases from the polls. I just don't know how serious the committee's focus is on really getting the best 12 teams in some kind of legitimate order at this point. I think they're still waiting on a few matchups on the field, like Indiana and Ohio State, like a few in the SEC, and some that we'll see this weekend, games involving Georgia, games involving Ole Miss, games involving Texas A&M at the end of the year to really decide some of these things. And I think that last poll's going to look a lot different than what we've seen the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, maybe so. And then you got teams like SMU right on the edge that have 1 loss. And then, I mean, BYU's still unbeaten. They've got a few tough games left as well, and really skeeched out that one against Utah last week. So a lot still to be determined, but I just feel like Big Ten and SEC might be sitting there at 4 each, and that only leaves 4 other spots.
What'd you think of the basketball team last night? Big Z comes through with some big second half 3-point baskets, got the team going, forced a lot of turnovers in the game with Troy, and Arkansas wins going away after trailing at the half.
Yeah, they did, and John Calipari points out, why do I schedule these teams like Lipscomb and Troy? I mean, he called them like tough. They challenge you. I know Arkansas fans would have much rather have pulled away in the first half than the second, but they're still learning each other. They were jacking those threes up early in the game, missing some dunks too. But hopefully Trevin Brazil's okay, with his ankle, and they can kind of continue. He pointed out yesterday, it was interesting, they haven't really been able to scrimmage very much. So they're gonna have to put in a zone defense now, and that'll help them in offensively going up against zones as well. So it's just going to be a really fun and interesting dynamic watching this team grow. I mean, Boogie Fland is such a natural basketball player and all, and I like what he brings, but a lot of other pieces that are going to have to continue to evolve as the season goes along, and hopefully they can continue that type 3-point shooting as opposed to the 2 exhibitions in the first 2 games.
Also got 2 big commits this week from Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff, and not just commits, but signees as well. So they've signed with this basketball team yesterday. Tom, we'll leave it there, man. See you on Saturday, and we'll chat again next week.
All right, sounds good. See you.
That's Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Real quick point to your question about the AP and the Big Ten, and he kind of went on a little soapbox moments there. I think we are making too much out of the Michigan National Championship win last year.
We
as a college football betting public, not in necessarily SEC part of the country, but college football, people who bet, AP, whatever the case, college football playoff committee. I'm just going to ask you, when's the last time a Big Ten team has won the national championship outside of last year? How far back do you have to go?
Ohio State
yes.
and the years.
Yeah, 2014.
Okay.
10 years, a decade.
I knew it wasn't 12 because it's Auburn.
Yep.
So 13 or 14, I thought it was.
Yep, 13 was Florida State, and then 14 was Ohio State.
Auburn.
And Michigan cheated.
Exactly. So a decade. The SEC has won multiple national championships with multiple different. It's not close. Like the idea that they're comparable is not true. And so the fact that we're even discussing 3 or 4 Big Ten teams, 4 probably SEC teams, that shouldn't even be the case. Should be 5-3 or 5-2. I just think think that Michigan win is giving people too much.
We're not to the finished product. Do you?
I think we're very much we're very close to what it's going to look like coming up.
I don't. When Grandma made a cake, you didn't go in there and eat out of the bowl with the raw eggs.
You didn't lick the spoon? I always lick the spoon.
Well, you didn't eat the raw eggs, I bet, very often. So I mean,
look at me. You think I ate the raw eggs?
Well, that would explain a few things.
There's a promo.
I read somewhere it leads to brain damage, so maybe that
makes
was
sense.
It. Hey, the election's finally over, and the stock market has rallied after the Trump announcement of him being president-elect. But what does that mean for the markets and the economy moving forward? And the Fed, are they going to keep up cutting rates? Is that going to be how they should do it moving forward? it's helping or is it unnecessary at this point? You can find all these questions and the answers to them in the latest episode of the Market Moment podcast. Go to market-moment.com. Tune in to get your financial questions answered. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, visit mach1financial.com/disclosures. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Mach 1 Financial.
So it's Guinness World Record Day. Guinness World Records, we know about that. Read the books, read the different things from time to time. I'm just going to give you a couple. Okay. 2021, Croatian Budimir Sobat voluntarily held his breath for an astonishing 24 minutes and 37 seconds.
I don't...
24 minutes and 37 seconds he held his breath. I don't know how.
I don't know how you do that. Yeah,
I've gone like a minute in the pool when I was a kid, when I actually had lawns, and now they've been destroyed by.
Well, you should be
various
smoking.
things.
Well, you shouldn't be smoking.
Various things. 2013.
The thing will hurt your lungs, Ty, is smoking. You got a confession to make here with your dad listening?
I'm just saying my lungs have been are not as healthy as they used to be. 2013, the Midnight Swinger, aka David Scott, performed the longest stand-up comedy show. Are you guys ready? For 40 hours and 8 minutes, he told jokes.
Jeez.
40 hours and 8 minutes. I've stayed up 24 hours before, and that next day, I've never felt worse in my entire life. It was awful. Imagine talking and telling jokes to an audience for 40 hours
It didn't say they
and
were
8
laughing.
minutes.
It didn't say
That's
they
a
were
great
laughing
point.
for 40
Were
hours.
they funny? Probably not. I mean, who has 40 hours of content?
Yeah.
The Morning Rush, Chuck and Bo, halftime.
How do we combine that? What is
Ruskin
that?
and Zach.
13 times 5.
Mm-hmm.
What is that in the head? What is that in my head? 5 times
66,
12 is
isn't it?
66.
So people sat there for
60.
40 hours?
Yeah.
Or is it
65?
65. Yeah, we're
65.
close. So 65 hours. But that we don't do it straight. We get it breaks. We get to pass on the shows for that long.
Jerry
though.
Lewis and the Labor Day telethon, would that be in the conversation? You probably don't remember that.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about there. It's also National American Teddy Bear Day. Did you have a teddy bear growing up?
Oh, I
did.
Yeah, of course.
Bo and Bo Jr. were mine. They're still in my memory box.
I had a pillow.
Yeah, I kept them. They're in my memory box.
Your memory box. You have a memory box, Big C? I don't have a memory box.
No.
Well, if we're getting sentimental here, it does have a lot of my mom's old stuff, but like that, some sports memorabilia and some various other things. Again, memories. You want to cherish these things. My mom made scrapbooks of us.
I have a box with stuff in it. I guess.
My dad called it a memory box,
Oh.
and so I call it a memory box. That's just, I kind of kept that going, I guess.
Maybe you and DQ can get together. I heard about her card collection yesterday. She keeps up with all the cards that's given to her. So maybe y'all can get together and compare
Like
memory boxes.
Birthday cards?
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Oh, those get tossed in the trash. I
Not
read
with
it.
DQ. She keeps them all.
Dog tears them up.
Do you keep yours?
No.
I'll keep, like, I've got.
Now, I'll say, I've got a few when I knew my grandparents.
Okay, that's
as
different.
the last year or two
Yeah.
that I might get a card from. I've got a few of those. I've got one my dad signed. That he wrote a nice note in. I've held on to.
That's
I've got
a-
a few, but
yeah.
no, everyone, no.
I don't even read them. I just look for the money in them.
Oh, the holidays are coming, folks. That's if that doesn't spell out what the holiday season is all about, I don't know what does.
Yeah. Hey, if you're looking for a place to stay for a holiday trip to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mills, the spot. I stayed there earlier this week. Big, oversized rooms, comfortable beds, and they get you a great breakfast to start the day as well. And it's a convenient location just off the Johnson exit. Exit 69, so it's close to everything in Bentonville Rogers, close to everything on campus. You're just right in the heart of Northwest Arkansas. 479-443-1800 is their number. 443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
Ole Miss is off this weekend, but Lane's still talking. Apparently, he's got a son that's decent, going to be a decent college football player. We'll talk about that and more in your SEC update next.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Daddy would kill me if I brought you home.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Great to be on here with you guys. I think you guys do awesome work, and I really enjoy listening to you.
Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing on all 2024 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. This is a limited time offer. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith and online at harryrobinson.com.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Remember the classic Massey Ferguson tractors, straightforward, dependable, tough as nails, and easy to run? It's those classic models that inspired the Massey Ferguson 2600H series, as durable and reliable as the classics, with up to 74 horsepower and more comfort so you can work harder. The Massey Ferguson 2600H series. It's everything you want and need in a tractor. See one at Bush Machine and Tractor Company or visit bushtractor.com to learn more.
Catch your wife kissing Santa Claus, whose real name is Bobby from down the street? Want to know your rights in a divorce, custody, child support case? I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Call me today to discuss your options. Start the new year off with a new lease on life for you, and let Santa have her. Mock Legal Solutions, 479-769-1505. Real advice, reasonable price.
The Study Basketball Training has moved to the Hangout in Fort Smith. With basketball training classes from kindergarten through high school, there is a spot for your athlete. Depending on your skill set and training needs, the Study offers 3 class options: fundamentals, advanced, and 94 feet. You can also work on your explosiveness with Vertimax training or perfect your shot on the Dr. Dish machine. The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thestudyhoops.com for more details. Fitness, sports, and now the Study Basketball Training. Let's hang out.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbor since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. Always online at burtonpools.com.
All right, we got our SEC update to get to, but I don't know if epiphany's the right word or just, learning something this morning. Discovery. So Robert, man at the Stadium Shop, sent you a new chair. Right.
Yep.
Did you tell him Joe Bonamassa sucks?
I did,
Okay.
and he said he couldn't stand it any longer, that as hard as I work and the way I run
There we
laps
go.
around all of you around here
There
with
it is.
my work ethic and the effort, that I didn't have a good chair. And so I've got one, and I had it in here the first hour and 26 minutes of the show today.
But I recommended this is going to
You
get.
recommended, but that is too nice for this studio. It will get torn up in here.
It will get torn up in
And
here. As most things here
because we
do.
could put a stump of hickory in here to sit on, and somehow we would break it too. So you suggested wisely, one of the few wise statements that you have
plenty of them
rendered, that hey,
render big.
take that and put it in your office. So I did, and I brought my office chair in here, and which is identical to the chair you're sitting in, which by the way is torn up and broken. Mine has been in my office, and it is, like in mint condition still. Same identical chair.
I'm going to blame Matt on this
You're
one.
going to blame Matt Jones on this? Way to go. Way to step up
I'm
there,
100%
hero.
not being a team player. I'm
And I
blaming
pulled
Matt.
out the footstool that's at the bottom where you can kind of prop your feet up, and you're like, does mine have that?
And it turns out it does. So now now I can.
So I got the good chair from the Stadium Shop. Let me show you one other. Hang on, that ain't the
I know it goes
wrong
down.
lever.
Can you lean it back?
Somewhere here, there's a lever for that.
Sure.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Now I can go in full nap mode.
So I've had this chair. We've had this chair for how long? And I didn't know that this.
You watch it online, you're wondering what in the hell is going on down there. Yeah, you can take.
Oh my
you can
gosh!
recline this thing back.
There's not going to be any work that gets done after 11 a.m. from now on. This thing goes all the way back. Oh my gosh!
Now that's why. I mean, these are good chairs, but they're not as good as the good chair.
Do the show like that, man.
Yeah.
No, it would not go well. I don't have enough energy to begin with, and I would just be a shell of myself if I just sat like this for the entire time. But now I've learned
there's
some.
a worse version of you?
Yes, I know I know that's hard to believe. Let me lift this thing back up. All right, that's hard to believe. All right, SEC talk. Here's Lane Kiffin on his son Knox.
And Knox is moving here, for the summer and for next year for high school. So that's really exciting for him coming here. And
He's the kid that's always spraying the fire hydrant during the course of a kickoffs, and when Ole Miss does something good. Apparently, he's going to be a decent high school quarterback and maybe a college quarterback someday. What would be funny if Lane Kiffin did not offer his own son and told him to go somewhere else, which maybe he'd learn
probably
elsewhere. Would you want to play college football for your dad? Like I played elementary basketball for mine, and I love my
the
dad.
one guy in practice getting a paddle.
I know. That's so there's two types of parents, right? There's the parents that are coaches that shield their kid. He can do no wrong. She can do no wrong. My dad was the opposite. I had higher standards, and I wasn't an athlete. I know that's also hard to believe, but I wasn't that good at basketball or really anything that I attempted to play growing up. So it made it that much worse when your dad's the coach and his son's not worth a flip. And it was just not a good situation. I cherish those times. My dad got ejected from a game before. It was quite funny. He doesn't get angry often, so that was really, really funny. But we just weren't.
What did you do wrong?
There was this guy that I didn't box out, and he threw up an air ball, caught it, then went up again. And
and your dad got ejected?
Yeah, he did get ejected. He got a couple texts, too, which was, again, very down-to-earth, good human individual. Couldn't have asked for a better father, but it was just I can still vividly remember some of those experiences as a young man. It's not even a young man. How old are you in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade? That's when he coached me.
And 8, 9 years old.
And we did the Upward thing too. Upward ticked me off as a kid. And I'm not belittling that organization, but when you don't keep score and you have to guard the same kid that is wearing the same headband, or not headband, wristband as you, that just drove me insane. I was like, I've always been a competitive kid. I've got fire in me that still burns to this day. And I just thought that was the dumbest thing ever, playing that where you didn't keep score.
My parents kept score for me, like how many points I had, just so I could.
I was the opposite of a participation Trophy dad. I like your
That's why
parents.
you don't have any trophies.
I
right?
like Carl. No, I do have trophies. I still have that medal.
Yeah, 8th place ribbon
from the John Belfry, basketball camp. I was wearing our intramural. I know this is also going to shock you. We won an intramural football championship when I was at school at the U of A.
Eighth place trophies.
No, it was
Got a
first.
shelf full of them.
It was first. We actually won 2
What
of them.
did you win at the John Pelfrey basketball camp? I would love
3
to know.
on 3, fast break, hit the game-winning shot over my brother. Gave him the what you do as a kid, and it was great. Still have that. Tell you what, when you're a kid and you're playing basketball in Bud Walton Arena, your favorite sport, there is nothing better on God's green earth than experiencing that as a kid. Just being in that facility, thinking at the time you're thinking you're Rodney Clark or Courtney Fortson or like a lot of those guys.
Hot Springs is a great destination for state championship games. They've had one state championship or one state tournament at Bud Walton. And season's a little different now. I don't know if you could do it now because the college season's moved back. But, man, having a state tournament there, it happened one time.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be
awesome for those kids. Rotate it through.
Can you throw it in Barnhill?
Nah, it's not really set up for basketball. You could maybe, but probably it's on-campus parking. There's so many logistical
that makes
issues.
sense.
But, man, what a treat for kids. Because like you said, you got to play on the floor at Bud Walton, and you'll never forget that. Even though it was in a camp and a meaningless game.
We'd sprint up to Yoakum Hall, get our Papa John's pizza right after.
Yeah.
Even though the basketball team sucked, it was like they were still your heroes. When you're growing up, like even if a team's not good, even if Arkansas's not good, those guys that you watch growing up, still your heroes. I remember Rodney Clark tried to sneak us out so me and my buddy Taylor could go play with them. And we're like, we're going to get kicked out of camp, Rodney, if we leave. So we're going to stay here. And probably their wise move.
All right, is that our SEC update?
Yeah, what else do we got? Games this weekend. Let's see. Ole Miss is on a bye, like I said. Games this weekend. Again, trash week. Louisiana Monroe at Auburn. Murray State at Kentucky. Mercer at Alabama. LSU, Florida, usually good. Not this year. Missouri at South Carolina. South Carolina's got a dog walk. Eli Drinkwitz this week, I think. Arkansas, Texas, 11 o'clock. And then there's, I think, one more game, if I remember that right. I don't know where it went. But, yes, that is your SEC update this morning.
All right, if you're feeling stressed out and ready for a break, unwind with the De-Stress for Less sale at Burton Pools and Spas. They got hot tubs on sale right now that can melt away the stress, and the world's best-selling hot tubs designed to rejuvenate your body and your mind. Save up to $7,000, plus you get free local delivery, installation, and water testing as well. So treat yourself to pure relaxation with a hot tub from Burton Pools and Spas. At Burton's, they don't just sell hot tubs, they build long-term relationships. Go to Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith, Greenland, and in Springdale.
Hey, how about Big Z last night?
Hesitates, gets to the elbow, kicks it back out, and Vicic knocks down the three-pointer. Zvonimir. And Vicic left wing launches a three and buries it. Zvonimir ties it at 32. That'll get him out of the zone, baby.
Who had to start making threes for us to make some threes? The 7'2" kid.
Big Z's open in the corner. Three ball good from Vicic. Extra pass to Big Z. Zvonimir knocks it down in the corner. Three-pointer from Big Z, and he just got another one. The sixth three-pointer for Zvonimir Vicic.
I didn't plan this.
Adu Thiero, I should say, also had 19 points, but when a guy hits 6 of 7 threes, he typically, as you said, is the player of the game.
Yeah.
Chuck, easy selection for Chuck.
And 5 blocks to go along with that.
A couple steals, rebounds. Needs to improve his rebounds.
Let's see, what was his line here? 6 of 8 from the floor, including 6 of 7 from three-point range, and he's 7'2", so he didn't make a point in the paint. 1 of 2 at the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 19 points, and like I said, 5 blocks in the game as well. Tack on 3 steals. Yeah, that's a pretty good line right there.
I'd say that's it's pretty good. You also, again, had a couple signees this week. Malik
Plus
Thomas.
minus was 17 as well.
I wonder, one of the things I was thinking about this week, and you've got these 2 freshmen that have signed, Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff. You've got Isaiah Sealy's decision, which I believe is on Saturday. How many freshmen is Cal going to bring in next year? Because he brought in 3 this year, and one of the things
how many should he bring in?
3.
Okay.
I think.
And remember, the roster goes to 15 scholarship players.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So you've got some room to nurture some youngins,
but
to bring them in.
I think
players that aren't going to be one and done type, not boogie flans, but ones that are going to, you've got room for that now on the roster.
I'm making a declarative statement on November the 14th that could be proven just so wrong later on in March, but I don't think he does the 8 or 9 man route next year. I think injuries,
Why do you think that?
Because even last night, I mean, Adu's not ready to go. Trevin gets hurt. I mean, they just don't have front court depth. They don't. And
but 8 or 9, that's not a declarative statement or intent for a game like Troy. That's for when you play Alabama.
But what I'm saying, if they're getting injured now, we know the physicality is only going to ramp up in SEC play, and bumps, bruises, and injuries are just a part of it. I'm just telling you, I would be shocked next year if he keeps the same. Now, the freshman aspect, he might keep the same, but I will be shocked heading into October and September next year for basketball-wise if he decides to keep the same 8 or 9 man philosophy. Okay. And I'm not trying to wish any bad will on this basketball team. I'm just looking at the landscape of Arkansas basketball, not just this season, but in the last 5 years. There's been crucial injuries every year, and I just hope it skips a year this year with this basketball team. You're really comfortable in that chair.
I like this.
Are you going to sit like that every day?
I might. This is pretty comfortable. I got the footstool back out. It's pretty good.
By the way, JT Hot Springs says he kept the last few years of his grandparents' cards and 100%. Had a lot of handwritten stuff. We were talking about things that you've kept as leftovers from different thank you cards, Christmas cards, various other handwritten notes. You keep those from time to time.
Ty has a memory box.
A memory box. Yes, I do. Full of a bunch of things.
B would say a man would
Why
call
is
it
that?
Foot Locker.
What is?
It's a Foot Locker.
I don't even know if there's any shoes in there, to be honest. Should I write Foot Locker on it and then have it outside?
Well, it doesn't have to have shoes in it to be a Foot Locker. We're not talking about the store. We're talking about in the Army. You'd have a Foot Locker.
A Foot Locker. Okay.
I wasn't in the Army, but I've watched movies where
I
have watched movies. I did watch, Gomer Pyle.
I still haven't finished. I got like 10 minutes left of Yellowstone. Man, it's slow. Outside that first scene, it is slow. I'm like you. I don't think this season
has got to pick up on episode 2 Sunday night.
Now,
hey, brought to you by Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. They're at the entrance to Riley Farms. Every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry to braces to implants and cosmetics. 3 great doctors, Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice, all there to make sure you're comfortable every time. Mention you heard it here on the Morning Rush, and you'll get at your next appointment a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Say, I want my teeth whitened, and I want a big discount because I heard it on the Morning Rush. They'll hook you up. 479-226-3500 or valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch Yellowstone. Every one, episode 10 is this week, but business needs to pick up a little bit.
I can't take you seriously the way you're sitting right now because I'm
care.
so used to you being like so buttoned up and so like got to be focused when it's new and it's just it's creepy. It's creeping me out.
Don't confuse me with someone who cares about your opinion. So.
Well, you don't care about my opinion? What have I been doing here the last 6 years? No, I've changed. I've changed. You just stated 10 minutes ago that you actually made a wise and educated point. It doesn't happen often, but occasionally it does. Occasionally it does.
See right there, the North Star and the moon somehow aligned last night, and
occasionally they hook up from time to time
as well.
I mentioned the injuries. I probably should play the clip of Cal talking about both Trevin Brazile. Ugly ankle injury last night. Hope Trev's okay. And then also Jonas Adu. Here's what he said about those two.
I think it was his ankle, and it swelled a little bit. I even said, can you give us 3-4 minutes for Z? Trainer Matt just said, Cal, he can't go. And I think Jonas, Jonas was not going to play, but I said, listen, I may need you for 5 minutes. Put your uni on so I can. Yeah, but you can see he's about 70%, and he's healed. He's all healed. You got to play through that pain, and you're feeling different, and you're uncomfortable, and you're not confident, that kind of stuff. But we got to get him back, so we will see.
Again, they'll play Pacific on Monday night. No game this weekend. You got Texas and Arkansas 11 o'clock on ABC. Another prime time. I know Again, from a time standpoint, not prime time, but they put you on ABC. Hopefully you get some good viewers, and it's a good game on Saturday.
Hey, a quick word for Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Got some friends going to Gaston's this weekend to hang out. They are so fired up about it. Fishing's been good now that kind of all the storm waters and runoff and everything's out, and fish are hungry and ready to go. So why don't you go to Gaston's sometime this winter? Ask about winter rates when you call, whether you talk to Cheryl or Jacob or Ashley or any of the great crew up there. They're going to take care of you. They're going to customize your trip. They're going to find out how many people you got coming, how many are going to fish, when do you want to eat in the restaurant, anything else you want to do around there. They're going to answer all your questions. And I'm going to tell you, the star of the show is always the fishing and the time on the river with a guide. But, having family meals or being with your friends and overlooking the White River, it's pretty awesome. And the food's there. I mean, Ty and I can tell you, food there.
Oh, yeah. Black and chicken pasta.
Yes, fantastic at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Tip no good, but Brazil's dog goes down.
This is the Morning Rush.
I still see the way. The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Child's please. Touchdown.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate, or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street at Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Ty Richardson, I'm with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I know you're a wizard here at First Financial Mortgage, but you do okay with the sticks as well.
Yeah, I've been playing golf since I was 5. I've been in the golf.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got puppies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line.
Always fun. We welcome you back. Final segment here on the Morning Rush on a Too Stupid Thursday. We were talking about great Razorback victories over the Longhorns. Tommy says the 2000 Cotton Bowl, and you said, what, 25 years old?
Let's see. I was born last day of 75, and that was the first day of 2000. What would that make me, 25, I guess?
Just sounds about right, yeah. How old was I in 2005?
God almighty. God, I'm
6,
old.
7, something around there. I was born.
I've been to a couple of those Cotton Bowls in the old stadium. Played Oklahoma.
Well, the Oklahoma was cold, right?
Oh, my God, was it cold. And
in Texas.
Freezing. My tickets were upper deck, like the lights in that stadium hang out over the upper deck. The lights were in front of me. We were so high. It was just where we found the Texas game. I was in the lower bowl in the end zone, and it was a nice day. It was really nice, sunny. But that Oklahoma game was freezing. Matt talks about that, how cold that game was. Then I was at the Missouri game, and that was cold too. Now,
2007.
Yeah, it's after Nutt had been fired and Petrino had been hired, so it's following the 2007 season.
Yeah, because they played Wisconsin.
That was freezing cold too. Now, it wasn't as bad as OU, but it was still cold.
I think that was Chase.
But it's January 1. It's not supposed to be lovely. Now, when we played Kansas State in 12 in the Jerry's new palace, it was 72 and perfect.
Yeah, a little different.
Unless you were Colin Klein. He got battered up that day by.
He was like a top 10, top 6 Heisman.
Yeah, Beckett had a big hit on him. In
that defense, like if you look at those bowl games. And I said, look at the bowl games. 2009, when you beat Eastern Carolina in one of the other coldest days ever in the Liberty Bowl, your offense didn't win that game. Your defense did. 2011, when you beat Kansas State, your offense didn't win that game. Your defense did.
Just glanced up at the text screen. JT in Hot Springs gives you the middle finger emoji for the fact that you were only 4 or 5.
I think I was 6.
When we beat Texas.
Born in 94.
Well, okay. He takes the whole thing back then. Do what?
Said he was 6, I was 5.
I wish I was born 10 years earlier. Life would be easier, I think, but who knows?
Yeah. Hey, brought to you by APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group. Immediate job openings in Northwest Arkansas. You're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, or have experience with concrete or asphalt, labor experience there. They'd love to talk to you. Or if you've worked in a quarry, they have a job available for you, too, as well. Go to jobs.crh.com. Set up a time. You can also fill out the application right there. Great pay, great benefits that include insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Again, apply online at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group. They are equal opportunity employers.
Got a loaded show tomorrow. Fence Man Friday picks. We'll redeem ourselves from last weekend. I wasn't here, but I'll still take accountability for us not having a good week. Clay Henry's going to join us at 10.
The whole thing falls apart when you're not here.
That's your words, not mine. And then Coach Ken Hatfield joins us at 10:30. So we've got a loaded show for you tomorrow as well.
Any of the lines or the action this weekend that really interest you?
I would hammer Georgia. I don't care what that line is.
They're not losing.
Backup quarterback going into Athens. They hadn't lost in like 28 games. I don't care what the line. Hammer the Dogs, Tommy.
Well, with football season here, if you haven't downloaded the Oakland Sports app, this would be a good weekend to do that. You get $1,000 in bonus bets. Just download that app. In your first 10 days, you get a free bonus bet. So that means if your first bet doesn't work out, you get a second chance on that bet for up to $100 the first 10 days with the Oakland Sports app. Easy to load your account up and fund it with your debit or credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo. You can ACH, you can take cash on site, and you can withdraw all of those same ways as well. Bet with the brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. Bet with Oakland Sports.
Your favorite game tonight, Christian. Washington at Philadelphia. Who we got, guys? Eagles or the Commanders?
I'm rooting for the Commanders.
Okay, rooting for the Commanders. You're rooting for the Commanders. I'll take Commanders on the road. They had a tough loss last week. I think they bounce back later on tonight, even though we have to try and figure out Prime to get it going. Appreciate everyone joining us today.
Got to remember it's on Prime to get it going.
I'm 29. That still annoys me.
Got to get it on the guide a little better.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Got a special treat for you coming up. Phil Ellison in studio with the guys on halftime. That's next here on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com and our Hit That Line Now app.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.